Hey everyone, Norm from Tested here at New York Comic Con, and here with Jordan, or if you're in the Gundam building community, Ed, you are showing off some of your incredible models, and it's awesome that Bandai has tables here for people to build Gundam. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're really trying to get people into the hobby and show how easy it is to kind of get into the easier steps, giving people out different equipment so you can like kind of practice like different things to do to your kits and everything, and just really show people that it's really easy and simple and a lot of fun. And a lot of people really love building Gunpla. It was so big in the 90s, and it's gotten so popular over the past couple of years. And
yeah,
Bandai and Bluefin are really trying to bring it back to America in full swing. So
and give people inspiration and advice from people like you who build some incredible dioramas. This is nuts. Wow, tell me about this piece. Tell me how this started. I see at least 3 Gundam here, different scales. Tell me about this.
So I love steam trains. I love steam engines, and this piece was inspired by the rise of diesel power in the 1950s. And I built these steam engine Gundams kind of combating this big diesel engine guy. And I kit bashed, I want to say about 45 different kits into the 3 of these.
Whoa.
Lots of stretch building with milliput. If you notice, it's really hard to see it, but there's all these tiny little dots all over them.
Yeah.
And those were all individually placed rivets. There's over 3,000 rivets on here. 37 LEDs went into this as well. Some of them are a little burnt out right now, so you can't see them, but some of them are on. But yeah, this was inspired by my love of trains and giant robots, so I kind of wanted to throw them together and do something fun with that. So.
Does that work where HO scale is approximately the scale of like a...
So N scale is 1 to 160 the scale, and these are in 1 to 144 scale. So it's just close enough where you can kind of get them together, yeah.
And when you're kit bashing, you say you're taking from dozens of kits, are you taking them from like the MG kits because it shows a lot of interiors?
Yeah. So the big guy is actually mostly a master grade, while the smaller guys are mostly high grade. But there are master grade parts on both, and there's high grade parts on both. So it's combining different scales with kind of the base scale being 1 to 144 scale. But we kind of rolled it all, or I kind of rolled it all together to make it look like it's all 1 to 144 scale. But it's interesting how you can use parts from different models and kind of make them fit the scale that you're working with too.
And the joints, they will work.
Yes. They all were superposable. A lot of them have metal rods in them now to hold them into place and everything, but they're all glued in place right now. But yeah, they do pose and move around naturally.
And I love this not only because it is a striking and beautiful diorama, but also the techniques you're using is all like, you're using so many different techniques, right?
Yes.
Like, tell me about your approach to paint finishing, and aside from the rivets, just how do you make what you build out of the box look like this?
Well, my airbrush is my best friend. There's lots of prep work into doing something like this. Before the paintwork, it's 90% prep. The paintwork's really only 10% of it, but with the airbrushing, there's multiple levels of paint to give it a shaded look. If you notice, the paint will fade in certain areas from dark to light, and that's all done with an airbrush. And all the weathering and every single piece of chipping, rusting, all of that is done with a single brush by hand. Some people use salt and they will apply it and they'll kind of brush it off.
Yeah.
I don't use salt. I like to do everything by myself, by hand. It's all done with a brush.
So you're not doing hairspray for chipping. Nope. You like the hand...
Old school style, single brush, just applying every single little chip on there by hand.
Panel lines and all.
Everything, yeah. There's a lot of oil washes and acrylic washes that are also on there. Things that kind of just soak in and fill the panels and make it all kind of blend together. And the dirt on here and a lot of the mud on the feet is actually just real dirt that I ground up, sifted, and made into a fine powder. There's also lots of jewelry on these guys. The chains that are on some of the arms and the backpack here were all bracelets and necklaces and different things that I just kind of glued in and rolled in together with the parts to make it all look kind of together.
I love also you have cotton for the smoke. And again, you're using every tip and trick.
Yeah. There's a lot of different things you can use for modeling, and it's really cool to kind of combine them all.
Now you're here also giving inspiration and giving tips to some of the builders here.
Yes.
Now, for someone who is at home, who maybe just bought a kit, put it together, whether it's HE or master grade, what are the simplest things they can do just to give it the extra oomph?
Well, definitely sandpaper. Sandpaper is probably the best thing that you can invest in. As amazing as the molds are when they come right out of the factory, the seam lines are evident and there are mold lines, and getting rid of those really steps up how they look. Basic paint, using Gundam markers. Here we're demoing basic airbrushing systems and how to use Gundam markers and stuff like that. Buying a very simple painting system is a great way to just really add a little bit of detail. Deciding to not use the stickers that come with the kit and applying a bit of paint instead of those is also something that a lot of people do as like their beginning thing to kind of get them into building better. And yeah, just simple little things, and really it's about taking it as far as you want to go with it.
Yeah.
There's limitless possibilities you can do with Gunpla. With literally anything you can find in your house, or you can buy the really expensive stuff and get it online and everything, but really, you can find stuff around your house and improve your kits that way.
Thank you so much for sharing with us this build and really taking part in this. If I wasn't walking around, I would want to sit here and build Gundam all weekend as well. Jordan, it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
I don't want you to drop this, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much.